I am happy to report today that Ukraine has cured the world. It is amazing that Russia was able to cure the recent worldwide illness that we shall not name simply by invading Ukraine. Despite the printing and giving away of billions of dollars to needy corporations and banks to combat the spread of this illness, the only remedy that has truly worked was the invasion of Ukraine. Ukraine has cured the world. Or is it Russia cured the world? If you have not noticed, the previous illness crisis is no longer in the news. We watched it every day, 24/7, and now nothing, not a peep. Kind of like Russiagate. This new and improved crisis is the invasion of Ukraine. As society exists today, the design is to move from crisis to crisis. The previous crisis requires you to wear a face mask. Do you remember when it was all over the news and all over the world? People drove alone in their cars wearing a mask, for Christ's sakes. Is it possible the world was cured of this horrible flu-like illness because it would have been too hard to mandate the warring nations to wear masks while indiscriminately killing one another? Sadly, though, the majority of Americans and Canadians have either been too arrogant or just choose to remain ignorant. This awakening group of people lives in an entirely engineered world referred to as bread and circuses. When the phrase bread and circuses was first heard, I laughed out loud. Having endured so many mindless TV shows, it was soon realized that we have our own modern-day version. If you have ever seen reality shows, you know what I mean. Many a person says they do not care about politics or finance at all, and then they go on excitedly to strike up a conversation about last night's American Idol episode.
Let my people go.
American Idol is a modern-day bread and circuses. If it is anything that is superficial and distracts the citizens, it is bread and circuses. Call it what you want, but the purpose is the same. Just like professional football functions today. Maybe that's why so many teams suddenly had weak knees? The original use dates back to the Roman Empire with the Colosseum and the gladiators. It is merely a way for the true power brokers to distract their citizens, to have them look one way as a distraction to allow the powerful people to stay in power. Ukraine cured the world. Or was it Russia? Look over there. Numerous discussions reveal the unwillingness to accept the world's economy is in free fall towards complete destruction. Despite presenting facts, graphs, and history lessons, the majority of the world's population chooses to resume their position of being an ostrich. Do not confuse what I say and think as if I'm preparing for some gloom and doom event.
Back to it.
The approaching event that many refuse to discuss is actually an opportunity never before witnessed by a living human being. The decline of the dollar is a statistically provable method of gathering an amazing amount of wealth, actually. The majority of the public will outright tell you they do not want to talk about it because they believe it's negative. I disagree. The people that choose to wear their sunglasses during a storm do not see the looming clouds as a bad thing. Those that choose to take off their sunglasses will easily see the looming clouds. By choosing to remove the sunglasses, a person can not only see the coming storms, but can prepare. Within that preparation is the road to prosperity. You can't run. The looming crash of the US dollar is not a matter of if, it is a matter of when. The death of the dollar is about as normal and unavoidable as a human being one day experiencing puberty. The US dollar is a fiat currency that is well past puberty.
One morning, you wake up, and you won't be in your bed.
Where will I be?
You'll be outside the walls.
As the caretakers for the dollar look for a retirement home of the US dollar reserve currency status,
Father. Baloney! You came here to put me in a hole!
the children would just rather stay home and watch modern-day gladiators. Unfortunately, when the dollar reaches full retirement age, the reality of everyone in the world will change quite dramatically. It really is all similar to the life cycle of a human. Unfortunately, the time frame you and I exist within will have to experience the death of the US dollar. We just happen to be here during this phase of an event that has happened hundreds upon hundreds of times in human history. Throughout all human history, all fiat currencies have experienced this spiral to extinction. It is predictable. Total failure has happened hundreds of times, and in the prism of history, the only difference of what is coming will be the magnitude. The bigness of what is coming will shock generations to come. The issue that most people do not accept is that the death of the dollar is going to happen in our lifetime. Everyone I ask about the financial situation America is currently experiencing agrees the course is unsustainable. But then virtually all that I speak with agree that one day the dollar will crash and burn, just not today or in my lifetime. Ask yourself this question and then go out and ask random people their opinion. The consistent response is, I will not worry about it, so let's not talk about it. Who do you think is going to be in the Super Bowl next season? Did you see The Bachelor on TV last night? I can't help you. My sadness is what I see so clearly is happening others cannot see. I see it, I feel it, I know there will be pain, anguish, and misery for millions and millions of people.
Take your mouth, goddammit! Take your mouth!
We all have a choice, and it is time to make that choice because I fear America will not survive through the upcoming 2022 election cycle. It will not survive as we know it. I see a clean sweep away of the incumbent ranks by January 2023, so this means that the gains that have been made will be lost, and it is doubted that these gains will be given up. So that means the total collapse needs to happen before November. I am not speaking about a Democrat thing, a Republican thing, a liberal thing. It is a banking thing. Stop fighting over politics and realize that we've just about lost the war. The upcoming economic cleansing of the world will be unlike anything the human race has ever experienced before.
To boldly go where no one has gone before.
Sadly, though, I cannot help those that choose to ignore the signals. I can only help myself and those that I love. The world is now on to the next crisis, and boy, it's going to be a whopper because the dollar has to die so the bankers can reboot a new monetary system. Inflation has robbed Americans of the value of their dollar. The Fed has outgrown its crib. It is time to eliminate the national debt and start a whole new fiat system all over again. The next crisis will require the World Bank to swoop in and save the day by issuing and stabilizing the economy of the world. With them, they will bring a new world reserve currency being issued by one central world
To
bank.
invest in a brighter future.
When this happens, I want to not be one of the people that lose everything. I do not want to stand in the breadline. Ukraine cured the world. But my question is what will be the cure for the cure? Either way, the time to prepare is drawing to a close. Take off your damn sunglasses. Your family will thank you one day. If you're still here, I thank you for being one of my most awesome viewers. And as promised, I talked previously about, getting ready for this great reset that's coming and how big it's going to be. And personally, I looked at myself and how unhealthy I was. So I decided that beyond silver stacking, I have to get myself in shape, which means I have to lose a lot of weight. So I just thought I would report today on my first week as promised. And basically, I started on March 1st, 2022, and I was at 297 pounds. And in week one, I weighed, believe it or not, 283.2 pounds. But don't think that is a fantastic job, because I'll explain in just a second. Because I did lose 13.8 pounds in 1 week, but that, total 13.8 pounds since I just started. But don't get too excited about 13.8 pounds or shake your head, because one, everybody's body is different. And that's really not a lot of fat that I lost. It's more of inflammation, and most people call it water weight, but it is really more about inflammation. I will settle down in probably 2 weeks and start losing about 1.5 to 2 pounds a week. My goal is to lose slightly over 100 pounds. Gotta be healthy, man. Semper Fi.
Time, weather, and
Audio Jungle.